And welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. Now, did you know that there were two teams who made the college football playoffs, had a 1% chance to make it to the playoffs before the season? So, anyways, guys, welcome to the Nasboys Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Mike, aka Mike Bob Fan 101, with my good friend and co-host Cam, aka I Spy Cam.
Howdy, y'all.
So, let's get started with the news. We are going to start off with the NFL. Will Fuller is expected to miss the rest of the season. He started the season off with a suspension because of, I believe, steroids or something like that, and then he got hurt, and he's just been on IR, sitting there. Very disappointing for me. I drafted him in fantasy because I had total faith in him, and he ended up letting me down. So thanks, Will. And that should hurt the Dolphins because he was a solid receiver.
Yeah, it's just, tough year for the Dolphins. That's really all I got to say.
Yeah, I thought they were going to make it to the playoffs this year, but that does not look likely.
Yeah.
Daniel Jones shut down for the rest of the season with a neck injury, but he will be back next season along with Coach Joe Judge. Daniel Jones really improved, so hopefully he gets a good recovery and continues with how he's progressed as a player.
Yeah.
Let's see. We got Browns pass rusher Tack McKinley is believed to have suffered a torn Achilles. Buccaneers signed Le'Veon Bell in place of Leonard Fournette, who is on IR. I don't know really what to say because obviously Leonard Fournette, he was doing really good for the Buccaneers and for my fantasy team. I hate to be that guy, but I have to. And Le'Veon Bell, he's not bad, so maybe he could help the Buccaneers, and they just won their division. So Buccaneers are looking pretty solid. Maybe Le'Veon can keep up what Leonard had, so we'll see.
It's just I'm gonna root for Le'Veon Bell though, because why not?
Right.
He fell off big time, so maybe he can make back an appearance.
Right.
But I don't know.
I don't know either, but I think, like I said, I think Tampa Bay might make the Super Bowl or Green Bay. It's between those two, but we'll talk about that when we do a playoff prediction episode. Washington player DeShazer Everett was the driver in a crash that killed a woman. He is in the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries, and two of his teammates, Jamin Davis and Ben St. Jude, were in a car behind them. I'm not really sure what happened with that, but from the sound of it, it's really, really sad. So prayers up to the woman's family and DeShazer. I hope he gets better soon.
Yeah. That's the second crash this year. I don't know. That's sad. It really does suck.
Very sad. So let's talk about some of the games that are going on right now. Washington is currently playing Dallas and getting spanked right now, 28-7. Taylor Heineke sucks, and I've lost all my faith in him. He threw two interceptions, including a pick six, and on
backfield, four-man rush, and that is intercepted. It's the Marcus Lawrence down the sideline. He goes, and look at that, into the end zone.
Their first drive of the game, he threw an interception. So good job, Taylor. Actually, first play of their first drive. And now you got teammates arguing with each other on the TV as I'm watching the game right now. So
well, look at what happened on that Washington bench with Jonathan Allen and Daron Payne, two defensive linemen. College teammates as well. Whoa. Well, Allen in particular was very vocal about their performance last week when they were really shredded by that Philadelphia.
So, not looking good for Washington. They are not going to make the playoffs. Being a DC fan sucks.
Since we're talking about teams and games today, the Vikings went against the Rams, and it was just sad. Stafford wasn't really doing the best, so we should have capitalized. We didn't. our defense was doing horrible, and our offense didn't start doing good until like the fourth quarter. And why it's like once we get a touchdown to like tie it up, they get a touchdown again. We get it back to tie, they get a touchdown. I mean, we just couldn't catch up to them, and they were just constantly one step ahead of us, and it just sucked.
Yeah, that does suck. I'm sorry to hear that.
Yep, it was sad.
Titans beat the 49ers 20-17 off a game-winning field goal.
And he's got it!
I watched that game. Packers beat the Browns 24-22. Colts beat the Cardinals in an upset 22-16. Falcons beat the Lions 20-16. Dang, Falcons suck if you're doing that to the Lions. But then again, the Cardinals also lost to the Lions. So, yeah.
And the Vikings.
Oh, my God. Bengals killed the Ravens 41-21. I watched a little bit of that game. Rams beat the Vikings 30-23, as Cam mentioned.
Yeah.
Bills beat the Patriots 33-21. I wanted to watch that game, but it was not on in my area thanks to Baltimore. Jets beat the Jaguars 26-21. Eagles beat the Giants 34-10. Buccaneers beat the Panthers 32-6. Texans upset the Chargers 41-29. Herbert had like 2 or 3 interceptions. I'm not entirely sure of the number, but I do know he threw 1 pick six.
Herbert looking for Cook. Intercepted! Thomas on the return! Down the sideline! Good night!
And Bears beat the Seahawks 25-24. Chiefs killed the Steelers 36-10. And the Raiders beat the Broncos 17-13. And tomorrow's game, which is Monday, which the video will probably be out after Monday, is the Dolphins and the Saints. So here's the score of that game.
Which, speaking of, we might as well do predictions. Dolphins and Saints, obviously have the Saints.
I'm going to go Saints. So we'll see if we're right after that. So moving on to the next topic.
In baseball, not much news. You know, it's kind of been like that since the lockout, but the Dodgers and outfielder Cody Bellinger has agreed on a 1-year, $17 million contract, which this was prior to the lockout to avoid arbitration. So basically, this happened a long time ago. It was actually like mid-season they had this happen. They just didn't want to discuss anything until the offseason, which you're able to do. So, you know, well played by the Dodgers. So he's going to stay for another year. I mean, $17 million just for 1 year. Golly, I'd love to do that. Marcus
that's
Stroman,
a great move by the Dodgers.
Oh, yeah. Marcus Stroman is trying to get Carlos Correa, or how you say it, to join the Chicago Cubs. And, you know, personally, I think that would be a great idea for the Cubs to do. I don't really like Carlos, though. But the Cubs are trying to make a comeback. You know, they kind of gave away everybody. I'm sorry, this is going to be really cringy. A Cub back. Okay, I'll stop. But anyways, you know, they're trying to make it back. And, you know, Carlos would be a really good attribute to the team. And so if they could get him along, I mean, that would be pretty good.
Sounds like a decent move for the Cubs.
And then lastly, the New York Mets plan to shop Jeff McNeil after the lockout ends, with their goal being to acquire pitching help, which they very much need it.
I mean, they just got Scherzer, but of course you got to add on top of Scherzer.
Well, I still think they need it because, yeah, they have Scherzer, but, like, it's not going to be enough.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Add on to Scherzer.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. This season's going to be weird, though, if we even have a season.
Yeah, I need to figure out exactly why they have a lockout.
Well, the Players Association and the MLB were going to meet up again, right? They always have this annually every, like, how many years. And players have been unhappy for a while. There's been a lot of complaints that the league has done in general. And, you know, like the Stiggy Steffens one was a big one. I mean, that was big drama for a while. And now you just, you know, they're kind of finding out all these dirty things that the league did. And they're trying to make it where the players and the league are both happy, and it just didn't work out.
Right. I see.
And because of that, it's kind of like the Players Association is basically like a union, you know?
Right. I got that.
Like how factories and unions did. So, yeah. So, basically, it's just kind of wonky, and we don't know when it's going to be back. But they're saying they're not going to have their next meeting until January. And really what it's looking like is at some point, they're just going to have to realize that the Players Association is not going to back down, and there's plenty of other leagues. If you haven't seen, there's a lot of players that are going into, like, the Japan leagues and Dominican leagues. I mean, there's a lot of places where they can go. And so MLB's got to step on it quick before, you know, some other league comes up and takes over completely.
Right. I agree.
Very smart. Yeah, I'm telling you, there's no better time to start up a baseball league and then now, you know, you'd really get your players.
Right. I mean, if they really want to try to kill the MLB, which I don't think you can, just try to get all the best players, but we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Moving on to NBA, there is doubt within the league circles that the league's season will be able to get completed as more players get put into health and safety protocols, such as Jared Vanderbilt, Patrick Beverly, Fred VanVleet, Clint Capella, Danilo Gallinari, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Bradley Beal, Scotty Barnes, Precious Achua, OG Anunoby, Luka Doncic, Enes Kanter Freedom, yes, that's his actual name now, Trevor Ariza, Isaiah Stewart, Killian Hayes, Karl Anthony Towns, Billy Donovan, who's a coach, of course, D'Angelo Russell, John Collins. One thing that was really kind of confusing to me was Bradley Beal, for instance. He tested negative for the virus, but he's still in health and safety. I don't know if that's because he's not vaccinated or because of the league's protocol, but that doesn't make sense if he tests negative, but he's still there.
I'm guessing that he was near someone that had it, and it's kind of because of that social distancing thing that they're going to count it as he was in contact with them. So I'm guessing maybe that's why. COVID's hitting hard, though. I'll tell you that much.
Oh,
on like every sport possible, which you're going to find out later in college football. You'll see this as well.
Yep. It did mess up some bowl games. I will say that. Cam will elaborate on that in a little bit.
Yep.
But one good thing or interesting thing that the NBA is currently doing right now is, since a lot of their players are going down with COVID, whether they don't have it or they have to be put in the health and safety protocols, that leaves room for a lot of young talent to try to get some 10-day contracts, plus some old veterans who want to redeem themselves, as we will see in this news. Chicago Bulls signed Mac McClung to a 10-day contract. Boston Celtics signed Joe Johnson to a 10-day contract, as well as Al-Farouq Aminu and G League center Norvin Pavel, or Pele, whatever his name is. That's really interesting to see Joe Johnson back in the league. He's like 40, and I didn't really expect to see that. He looked a little slower, of course, but still looked decent. So glad to see Joe Johnson, or ISO Joe, back in the league.
You got Matt McClung in there too? Like, what?
Lance Stevenson gets called up by the Atlanta Hawks for what I assume is a 10-day contract. That should be some help for the Hawks. They have some players like Kevin Huerter is not in their lineup right now.
Okay,
and,
forgive me.
Bogdan or whatever, Bogdanovich, the other Bogdanovich in the league, is out too with an injury.
Forgive me, but isn't Lance Stevenson, whatever his name is, isn't that the one that like whistled or like blew into like LeBron's ear?
Yes, it is.
Pacers, including this, blowing in the ear of LeBron James and James.
Okay, yeah, I kind of like that guy.
Derrick Rose underwent ankle surgery and will miss 2 months. That really sucks for D Rose, but I hope he can come back and make a full recovery.
D Rose's legs are his worst injury.
I agree. Completely agree.
Like, oh, dude, his legs just hate him.
Right. And then we got CJ McCollum's lung has recovered. As you may know, he had a collapsed right lung, so I'd love to see that. Hopefully CJ can come back and play soon. he's going to get reevaluated within the next few days, I think.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Darren Collison signs a 10-day contract with the Lakers. That's another player I did not expect to come out of retirement, but he did. The NBA and Players Union are discussing an in-season tournament that includes December pool play, pre-Christmas quarter and semifinals, as well as a $1 million bonus for each player on the winning team. Well, since Christmas passed already, that's probably not going to happen, but I don't like this really. It seems too much like the NCAA, because when the teams are not playing like conference, some teams get invited to like these tournaments, like the Barmar Hoops Classic. Maryland was just in there. That just, I don't know why. That just does not seem like that good of an idea. And it seems like another version of a play-in.
Well, to me, it kind of seems like they just want money, which, I mean,
Exactly, that's what it is.
Come on, it's the NFL, right?
NBA,
I'm sure there's more than just the players' union agreeing to that. So I feel like it's just more of a way to get more money. Which I wonder if they talked about maybe getting some of the money into players' pockets if they were to do that. I don't know. I mean, it's just weird. That's weird for sure. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I hope. I mean, if it turns out really good, like, I wonder if it's kind of something like how the MLB did the old like Field of Dreams game.
No, it's
maybe
nothing like that. It's just like a tournament.
Yeah, no, it's pointless. I don't get it.
Right.
What's the point?
I mean, the only place I could really think of where they could have like a Field of Dreams style game, if you want to talk about that, is the Inglewood Forum in Los Angeles.
Yeah. And plus, they already have the Hall of Fame game, and I feel like that's like their Field of Dream game.
Right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this, and especially that, the NBA has like new COVID people going into the health and safety protocols every week. There's like at least like 10, 20 players every week going into the protocol. So that doesn't make any sense if you have a COVID problem.
Right.
Cavs extend JB Bickerstaff's contract through 2026, 2027. That's a good move for them. He improved the team a lot.
Yeah, that should be a good move.
Tyrese Maxey's house in New Jersey caught on fire. Luckily, everybody is okay, and he was just playing tonight against the Wizards. So prayers up to him. I hope that everything works out with that.
Yeah, prayers to him. Hope is whatever he lost, maybe he can get back.
Yeah. Paul George has a torn ligament in his right elbow and will be out 2 to 3 weeks. That's probably going to hurt the Clippers, or not probably. That will hurt the Clippers.
Yeah, no, that's a low blow. That's definitely going to hurt the Clippers.
The Chicago Bulls signed forward Alfonso McKinney and waive Elise Johnson. Yeah, I have no idea. And how about the Christmas Day games for the NBA? I watched a few of them. I think I only missed like one and then like half of one. Starting out, Atlanta versus New York. Decent game. Nothing really too special. New York won the game. I know that. I can't remember the score off the top of my head. Then we got, let's see, I forgot the games now. Boston versus Milwaukee. Cam, I know you're a Bucks fan, so did you watch this game?
No, I didn't. I don't know. I forget what I was doing, but I kept checking up on the score.
Yeah.
But no, I was not able to watch that.
Yeah, I watched the game. It was really shocking me how in the first half the Celtics were just blowing them out. I thought it was going to be the other way around. And then luckily the Bucks, they made a comeback and ended up winning the game. That was a really, really good comeback because I was getting bored in the first half. Then we got the Warriors versus the Suns. Warriors win 116-107. And then before I get into that game, the other two scores were Knicks 101, Hawks 87, Bucks 117, Celtics 113.
Yeah, I just want to say, knowing Mike's hate for the Celtics, I'm sure that first part of the game was pain to you.
It was. Like Jason Tatum, his shot is literally like a missile. It goes way high in the air and then just drops down. It's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
So for the Warriors and the Suns game, I expected it to go this way almost. I mean, I kind of figured it was going to go either way, but the Warriors, they just have too strong of a team. The Suns put up a good fight, but it just wasn't enough. And then the Warriors are just going to get stronger once they add Klay Thompson. So not surprised with that outcome.
Yeah, me neither.
The Nets beat the Lakers 122-115. This game was an odd game because it seemed like one of the teams would just blow the other one out, and you would think the game is over, and then the other team would come back. So, like, the Nets were beating them in the first quarter. Then the Lakers would come back in the second, and then in the third, they blew them out again, and then the Lakers came back, but it just was not enough. What really sealed the deal was a James Harden alley-oop. He played a pretty good game. And then we got the Mavericks and the Jazz. I didn't watch this game, but the Jazz win 120-116. Pretty expected.
Yeah.
All right, so moving on to college football.
The military and the Fenway Bowl both have been canceled due to COVID issues within programs. This sucks for, a lot of these young guys. I mean, some of these guys are like seniors even that had like their first chance to play at a bowl game and it got screwed. And you never know, some of these players could have like a breakout game, but you're not going to be able to see it happen. That sucks.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Cam.
The Hawaii Bowl sponsor, Easy Post, is live tweeting game updates of a game that isn't happening. This is pretty funny. If Mike can put some of the tweets that was on there, I'm pretty sure they got it like hacked. It's my guess, but yeah, it was pretty funny. The Gasparilla Bowl champs, UCF takes down Florida 29-17 in front of a sold out crowd in Florida. Once again, UCF showing that they can easily take out big teams. So, I don't know how they do it, but they do. The Armed Forces Bowl champs, Army takes down Mizzou 24-22 on a walk-off field goal as time expired.
It's up. Penalty marker is out. And it's good, but we will await the call of the penalty. Army storming onto the field.
Illegal substitution. 2 number 6s on the defense. That penalty is declined.
Whoa. Army
Game is over.
has done it. They are your 2021 Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl champions.
And yeah, I actually got to see that clip. Pretty good. Mizzou quarterback Connor Bazelak has entered the transfer portal. I guess he is not going to be there no more. I don't know. That one confuses me. 5-7 Rutgers will replace A&M in the Gator Bowl. So, that kind of happened. Somehow I guess due to COVID, Texas A&M, they kind of had their whole team taken out of the bowl game due to COVID regulations or something, which is really dumb, honestly. I mean, as in it just sucks. It just sucks. I wish they could have like maybe pushed it back or something, but oh well. I guess Rutgers gets their chance to prove who they are. That's good for them.
Yeah, and then these are the remaining bowl games. Western Michigan versus Nevada in the Quick Lane Bowl, the Military Bowl, Boston College versus East Carolina, Birmingham Bowl, Houston versus Auburn, First Responder Bowl, Air Force versus Louisville. I'll put the scores on here if they have not been played at the time of the upload, or have they been played, though. UCLA versus NC State in the Holiday Bowl, Guaranteed Rate Bowl, West Virginia versus Minnesota, Pinstripe Bowl, Maryland versus Virginia Tech, Cheez-It Bowl, Clemson versus Ohio State, Sun Bowl, Washington State versus Miami, Arizona Bowl, Central Michigan versus Boise State. I don't know why it's called the Arizona Bowl, and there's no Arizona teams playing. And then we got the playoffs. Now, this is something I'm really excited for. Cincinnati versus Alabama, and the Orange Bowl, Georgia versus Michigan. Like I said before, I'm going to go with Alabama and Georgia winning their bowl games and playing each other in the national championship yet again.
I have it different. I think Michigan's going to beat Georgia.
Really?
I do. I don't know why, but I do.
Ooh, we'll see.
Back to some of the other leftover college football news. The Frisco Bowl champs, SDSU takes down UTSA 38-24. Former USC QB Kidden, I don't know how you say it, Slavis is transferring to Pittsburgh. I don't know why you do that, but okay. Iowa Senator Tyler Linderbaum donated $30,000 to the Iowa Stead Family Children's Hospital. That's very nice of him.
Yeah, good man.
A lot of people was rooting him on, actually, and that was very good for him, especially when you're a college student. So that makes it even more recognizable.
Yeah, I agree with that. So for the NHL, they pushed back the return day because they stopped their season, and I believe they're the only major sports league that's not in an off season who did push their season back due to COVID regulations. They just pushed the return back to Tuesday, so probably they're playing after this video unless they push it back. So yeah, we'll see about that. And next up with college basketball, not too much really to say. Couple upsets. We got number 19 Tennessee beating number 6 Arizona 77-73. We also got number 23 Villanova upsets Xavier 71-58. We got Alabama getting upset yet again by Davidson 79-78. Number 10 Alabama. So Alabama is getting upset left and right, and that's about it. So, yeah.
Yeah, Alabama, you guys somehow lose to every, really bad team.
Right.
But I will say, Alabama does come up clutch when they play against big teams.
Oh, yeah, of course. But they've just been getting upset left and right this season. So,
yes.
All right, I guess now it is time for the top plays of the week. So coming in at number 15, we got James Harden alley-oop to Nick Claxton to seal the win for the Nets.
Brooklyn with the ball. Mills and Harden. Alley-oop to Claxton. He throws it down. And the foul.
You can't execute this if you tried it 10 more times. The pass, the delivery, the finish.
And number 14, Jordan Clarkson, posters, 2 defenders.
3, shot clock 2. Paint, drive. Oh! Clarkson!
Number 13, Michael Pittman Jr. hurdle.
Bringing heat. Wentz throws for Pittman again. Back-to-back receptions. He goes over the top and gets 15.
And number 12, Cardinals set of trick plays.
Christian Kirk waits back. High end over end kick. Taken on the near side of the field. Deking everybody. It's Byron Murphy. Byron Murphy hurtling into Colts territory.
At number 11, Devin Booker buzzer beater.
Speaking the other direction. Book, pull up 3 on the wall. And Booker goes boom at the buzzer.
Number 10, LaMelo Ball, full court pass to Terry Rozier, who banks it off the rim for Miles Bridges.
And LaMelo took it away. Oh, this could be fun. Terry, what do you got, my man? Yes! Exclamation point early.
At number 9, Wesley Matthews finishes the Bucks comeback.
And at number 8, Christian Wood destroys Jordan Nwora.
An emphatic slam.
Yeah. At number 7, insane tomahawk dunk.
And number 6, Zach Wilson, tiptoe touchdown.
Here they come on 3rd and 5. Wilson, boy, somehow escapes. He's going to run for it. First down, Jakes Wilson. Plenty of green grass. Wilson stays in bounds. He's still going. And he's in. Touchdown.
In at number 5, LeBron James no-look shot.
The 13th time to spin. Underneath. Throw it up and in. LeBron over his shoulder.
Wow, he turned his body to Pirtle, the shot blocker, protecting the ball. And what a...
Here outscored 54-30.
Another look at that shot over Pirtle. Look at this. Doesn't even look at the rim. That's so...
Right. Good for LeBron. At number 4, Obi Toppin between the legs. East Bay dunk.
R.J. Barrett ahead. Here's Obi Toppin. Look out! Oh! A Christmas Day gift
Merry
for the legs!
Merry Christmas.
Very awesome dunk. That really put an exclamation point to that game. At number 3, Devonta Smith, toe tap catch. This toe tap catch was probably one of the best toe taps I've ever seen.
Watch the feet here. Did he get them both down? One toe. And a second.
He's got it. I think he got that. Ask any fan in the building. They think he got it.
There's Devontae Smith. At number 2, Dallas Go Dirt. Moss's Jeremy Reeves.
Throw. Looking deep for his tight end Goddard. And the ball is caught. Goddard with a catch at the 31.
And in at number 1, Wendell Green Jr. half-court 3.
Boy, Murray State hoping for the shot clock violation, and they don't get it. Instead, it's a 3 by Auburn. Green from half court.
So with that will conclude this week's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment, like, and subscribe. Follow our socials, and we will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Peace.